Hello everybody. Now this is the third time I've recorded this introduction because I just can't remember what I say, so I'm just going to go for it. My name is Jo. This is my Hooked and Happy podcast channel, my channel where I talk to you about the knitting and crochet that I've been doing over the last 3 weeks. I'm a teacher. I live in Surrey in the southeast of England. I live here with my husband, my 2 adult children and our 2 pets, Amber and Luna, a dog and a cat. Luna is currently on squirrel duty by the back door, so hopefully she'll stay doing that this episode. Happy New Year everybody. This is my first episode of the new year, so I hope you all had a lovely new year, and yeah, looking forward to the year ahead. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for watching my last episode, where I set out all my plans for 2026. Thank you for all the lovely comments. Hopefully I've replied to everybody and hearted everybody's comment. But yes, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So that's the best thing, is interacting with you all after the episode has been released. I really enjoy that. It's such a lovely way of kind of interacting with you all. So yeah, thank you very much for the comments. I really enjoy that. What else do I say? Where can you find me? So if I just move to the side, I'll put it this side this time. Do I normally go that side? Anyway, I feel like I'm out of practice. It's only been 3 weeks. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the new year. Anyway, where you can find me on social media is on the screen now. So if you wanted to catch up with me on Instagram or anywhere else, that's where you can find me. I'm trying to improve my Ravelry updates, so I'm trying to keep everything as up to date as possible on there this year. Found it's taken me a while to kind of get used to how to use it, but yeah, I'm giving that a go. So yeah, do head over there if you would like to see the things that I have finished or am working on. So what have I got to show you today? Just having a glance down at my notes. I did make some, I don't make very in-depth notes. I just kind of note down anything I particularly want to say, and then I just waffle on about it. So let's see how we get on. Right, things I've got to show you today. I've got some finishes, 2 finishes, which is, as you know, if you've been watching for a while, it's quite unusual to have that many, but I'm so thrilled to have these 2 finished. So I will show you those in a moment. I've got some progress, some quite good progress on another whip as well. A whip that was I think in my last episode, I wasn't sure whether I was going to carry on with it, but I did, and I've nearly finished it. So I will talk about that. I've cast on something new, and I have also chosen some yarn colours for another project from my list as well. So I will talk to you about that. Have I got anything else I wanted to say? Oh yes, after filming my last episode where I laid out all my plans for 2026, I was watching Little Lycac. She's a yarn dyer and she has a podcast here on YouTube. And she was doing one of her episodes. She did a series of videos between Christmas and New Year. Do you remember? I think you might remember that I was talking about Vlogmas and how I don't know how I would ever do that because I just wouldn't have time to do it. Well, she did. I think she's also a teacher, so she had the holidays off too, and she was taking part in the 12 cast-ons for 2026. I don't remember the name of the podcaster who set up this idea, but I was watching Little Lycac. I was watching hers, and it's where at the end of the year, sort of ready for 2026, they cast on 12 things that they want to make that year. And I thought, oh, what a lovely idea to have at the beginning of the year, to have all of your 12 things that you want to make already cast on. So all you've got to do is kind of pick them up and get going. I think that would work so well for me because in knitting, it's the cast on part that I don't like. I struggle a little bit with casting on, particularly in the round, if it's a hat or a pair of socks or the neck of a sweater. I find that beginning bit a bit tricky, and I don't enjoy it. So I want to cast on the new item, but I have to push myself through that hurdle of physically doing the first bit so that I can get to the bit that I enjoy doing. So yeah, I think that would work really well for me. So that's something that I'm thinking about for the end of this year, maybe joining in with the 12 cast-ons, and yeah, getting everything cast on ready to start the new year. But yeah, do go and check that out if you find that interesting as well. It was really kind of interesting to watch them, you know, those people that are doing that, cast on all their 12 things and see their plans. So yeah, I thought that was a lovely series. So yeah, go and check those out if you're interested. Okay, right, shall we start with finished items? Let's have a sip of tea. Oh, I'm back on the sofa, did you notice? I decided to film from the sofa today. So yeah, back with my lovely granny triangle wrap in the background. Right, so the first thing I finished, it's my Crochet Between the Lines shawl. I am thrilled with this. Here it is. So this is, it's a little bit creased. I've been wearing it so much. Yeah, let me go back a little bit so we can get it all in the camera. I hope you can see that. I can't really see what you're seeing, but I'm just trying to show you everything. And the other end. I absolutely love this, and let's show you the effect. See if I can get that. There we go. Can you see that sort of interesting illusion? I don't know if you can see that very well. Okay, so this is the Crochet Between the Lines shawl by Tammy Canavan Soldat. It's a Scapiers pattern, and I used 2 Scapiers whirls for this. What were they in? Let's get the colours for you. Have a look in my notebook. Right, so it was Jumpin' Jaffa Pop and Caramel Core Blimey. So those are that's the details of the yarn, Scapiers whirl, and those 2 colours. So yeah, colour number 771, Jumpin' Jaffa Pop, that's the orange, and colour 756, Caramel Core Blimey. Was the other one, which was a very, you know, caramel. It's kind of all the kind of browny sort of colours, and yeah, I love the way they look together. It's lovely. I absolutely love it. It's the makeup of the yarn. Where was it? It's 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. So it's kind of much less drapey than maybe a wool, you know, a merino or something like that. I did wonder how that would soften, but it really has softened. It's really lovely. It's not super soft, but it's not, how can I explain it? It's sort of very slightly stiff, but it still feels nice against the skin. It's still nice and cozy to wear. So this is how I've been wearing it. Oh, it's just so lovely and big and bulky. You know, I'm really enjoying wearing it. Stays up under my coat. Oh, there we go. Come a bit closer. There we are. So you can see all of the colours in the front. Yeah, I've been really enjoying wearing this. Oh, I'm so thrilled. Now, this took me a very long time. As you know, this was one of my oldest whips. So that's why I'm so thrilled to have it finished. I originally started it on the 14th of March 2024, so nearly 2 years ago. But then I picked it up again in July this year, and I actually undid it and started again. So really, I started it at the end of July, and I finished it on the 7th of January. I stuck to the pattern in terms of the number of repeats that I did, so it's exactly the length that the pattern said. Maddie from House of Langford is also making one, and she was talking about just keeping on going with the pattern until she'd run out of her yarn, which I did consider doing, but then I don't know if you've ever used a Scapiers whirl before, but I started from the middle and the centre pull, and as it got to the end, I was struggling to stop the tangles. Quite a lot of occasions where you're pulling pulling from the middle and a whole big chunk of yarn comes up and it gets tangled. So I thought I was just going to call it a day when I got to the end of the pattern, but I absolutely love it. And despite the length of time it took me, I've still got that desire in my head to make another one, just because of how nice it is and how interesting it would be to do it in different colours. Just that, the idea of the two colours going, maybe using two whirls of the same colour but starting from opposite ends. That might look really nice. I don't know, I would probably regret it if I started it again because of how long it took me, but it is lovely. And it's just the kind of style that I like. I love the way, I love the fact it stands up like that. I like the feel of it. I'm so pleased with it. It does curl. I did block it. I did soak it and block it, but with wear it sort of recurls again quite quickly. I don't know much about different yarns and how they behave. I don't know much about that, so I don't know if, because it's cotton and acrylic, that's what it's likely to do, but it absolutely doesn't matter at all. I'm so pleased with it. So yeah, there is. I'll show you one more time. There we go. Oh, look at that. The colours just look amazing. On the screen they look even better. And there we go. If I just, look at that. Yeah, so happy with it. It's a relatively easy pattern to work through. It looks really complicated, it really isn't. I think the only thing that I would say about it, and this is about the Scapier's Whirls, is where the colours join, because obviously they fade, and so every so often one strand is replaced for another strand as you work through to get that gentle fade, and sometimes those knotted areas can be quite big. I keep spotting one. Can you see it there? That's one. Most of them I tried to keep them on the other side, but anyway, who's looking that closely? It's only that, in fact, when I look at it like this, I can't see it quite so much as I can on the screen, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's a little bit annoying when it comes to those whirls, but such a lovely big project finished. How do people do thumbnails? I don't know how that works. Will it do one for me naturally if I just pause? I don't know. Anyway, so there's my first finished object and I am absolutely thrilled with it. So that has been worn a lot. Okay, second finished object. I haven't actually worn this yet because I've only recently finished it in the last couple of days, and it's been blocking, so it's just dried now. So it's freshly blocked, ready to show you, and I haven't had a chance to wear it out yet, and that is my mixed media shawl by Shannon Long of Blue Fern Yarns. So if you remember, I was working on this with some other fellow YouTube podcasters. We were all making it together. So who was the first to finish? Sam Rayner finished hers first, so she was making it. Emily from Emily Makes, she has finished hers now as well. I've just finished mine, and Maddie is just she's on home straight on the last bit of knitting, the last section. So yeah, we're all finishing round about the same time. So that was the hashtag mixed media shawl along. So yeah, really enjoyed working on this and seeing everybody else's finished or progress. Yeah, it's been really lovely. So here it is. So it's called the mixed media shawl because it is a mixture of crochet and knit. So there is mine. So you can see the lovely crochet at the top, and then the knitting, the two different colours of knitting. So you've got just the knitting back and forth section, and then you've got these little eyelets created in the contrasting colour, the mini, and then at the bottom we've got these lovely little picot bind off edging. They were a bit tricky for me, that was new, so some of them are a little bit funny shaped. I think I've got one somewhere that's a bit longer than the others, yeah, there. But yeah, that was fun. I did wonder whether I would ever get through. It's always the same, isn't it, when you've got something long to do at the end. You think, oh my goodness, am I ever... It was like that that edging on my Vertices Unite shawl. I thought that was going to be never ending, but it's, you know, you get through it, don't you? Yeah. So I had the yarn. Let's have a look at the yarn. So let me get my notebook again. Did tab the page. There we go. So I used this one. This yarn here, my friend gave me. It was something that she was in her stash, and she just, the colour, it wasn't her colours, so she gave it to me, and that was Curry In, the colour Curry In by Cookston Crafts. I loved how that looked so plain in the ball, and then it worked up into these beautiful colours. Yeah, it was really lovely seeing how that came out, that lovely colour. So it's got sort of a cream background, and it's got sort of grey, purpley colours, orange, some yellows. Yeah, lovely. Curry In, and I have, it was 100 gram skein, and I've got about 29 grams left. So that's how much of that I used. Then the yellow was, I used this yellow in my Vertices Unite shawl, but I had a lot left. I had 80 grams left, so I risked it. The pattern does ask for 100 grams, but I thought 80 grams, I thought I would risk doing that. The risk paid off, thankfully. I didn't quite get to the end of the pattern, but as you can see, it looks fine. So I think I'm about 5 rows short. I did an extra row of the edging in just knit stitch before casting off, just to add some length. But yeah, about five rows short. So, but it worked out okay. So I used all of that, and that was oh, where is it? That was Corn Moon by Green Lambkin Yarn. And I really liked having the opportunity to use this, to finish this, because it didn't, the way I used it in the Vertices Unite, I was striping it, so I didn't get to see the colour on its own. So it's really nice to be able to use it in this. And then the contrasting brown, that's this one, and that was Compost, the colour Compost by Eden Cottage Yarns. I just had some minis in my stash, and this one was, I thought, was perfect for the colour. And I've got, how much is that? That's about 6 grams. So just a little bit left of that. So yeah, that's quite a good stash buster. That's all I've got left. That'll just go into my leftovers for who knows what. But yeah, there it is. So I blocked it fairly aggressively across the top length to make sure, because I'd stopped early. I wanted to make, I think the risk was having not enough length here. I don't think it mattered to this bit. Don't think it matters what length that bit is, but it would have mattered if these had been too short. Yeah, that could be annoying to wear with it falling off. So I made sure that when I blocked it, I pulled these out sort of nice and far, so that, and you can see they fall quite comfortably down there. So it's, yeah, comfortable to wear. I love the way the two different craft types make the shawl stand. Oh, I don't know if I'm making this clear. And I said this to Sam Rayner when she showed hers, the crochet bit kind of sticks up really nicely, and then the knit part is really flat against your body. I love that difference. So not only do you see the contrast in crochet and knit, but it has, you know, texture wise, it has yeah, and drape wise, I suppose it has a different effect as well. So yeah, really really happy with that. Looking forward to wearing it. Yeah, really soft, really nice after blocking. Yeah, really, really happy. So yeah, mixed media shawl. Oh, it's lovely. So look at the drape is lovely. And you know, this is what I was talking about with blocking, wasn't I? I haven't done it yet, by the way, my Vertices Unite. You know, the way it feels after you block it, it really kind of affects the look of it and the drape. Yeah, it was worth doing, definitely worth doing with this one, for sure. Okay, so that is that. Right, what next? So I've only got 2 whip progress to show you. So one is, so I said earlier that I had picked up one of the whips that I was talking about frogging and doing something else. Let me go back to what I was talking about with my plans. So I had my socks that I was making. I had those on the needles. I'm not going to carry on with those. I'm going to use that for something else. I decided that I just toe up socks are not for me, and I already was worrying that I didn't want to do the second sock. So let's just move on to something else. And the other one was my Morning Tide. Sorry, words are disappearing this morning. Morning Tide shawl pattern by RBS Crochet. And if you remember, I was saying that I found the pattern quite difficult to understand. It was the wording, the written pattern I felt was written in quite a complicated way that was very difficult to follow. Every single row was written out, and it was far too difficult. I like written instructions, but it just wasn't working for me. So there is a chart. Words again. There is a chart, and so I worked on the chart, and eventually I was able to get it in my head. And actually, once I got it in my head, it was much more enjoyable to do. So I decided to carry it on. So here it is. I was working on it. I'm really close to finishing, actually. If I'd have stayed up a bit longer last night, I probably could have had this as a 3rd finished object. So last time I'd done this much. That's how much I had done when I last showed this, and I have added to it. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Hang on a second, I'm a bit caught up, just a second. So this is Crochet Project. I'm crocheting this on a 3.25 hook. Said the pattern name. Here we go. There we go. I'm taking the yarn out. So here it is. So you can see it's got these sort of puff rows, and then double UK doubles, and yeah. So you increase. Let me see. Where's the start? So yeah, you increase, and then you decrease down the other side. And it's got these nice little pointed edges. Mine aren't all totally even, my pointed edges, but I think that'll be okay. I think it'll block out okay. But yeah, so I am pleased that this is sort of going much better than I thought. And I absolutely love this yarn, and it's so soft. I'll tell you the details of it in a minute. But yeah, every time I took it out, I thought, oh, I just love this yarn so much, I want to carry on. So yeah, it was kind of, I suppose it was the yarn that encouraged me to keep going, because I think the pattern and the yarn look so lovely together. Yeah, so the yarn then is, so it's Lay Family yarn, and it is Whimsical Wonderland. So it is the yarn colour dyed by Ali from Little Drops of Wonderful and This Little Wonderful Life when she went up to Lay Family Yarn HQ and dyed her own colourway. Yeah, Whimsical Wonderland. I think that's an Alice in Wonderland connection. Yeah. Oh, here's the ball. It's just rolled off the sofa. There we go. So it's sort of a, I don't know how to describe the base colour, so I won't. But it's got yellows in it, it's got pinks in it, it's got these flashes of dark purple, yeah, sort of almost neon in some parts. Yeah, there we go. It's really nice, and that's how it's looking. And it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, so they're standard sort of sock yarn, but it's so soft, it's so lovely. So yeah, I'm looking for, this will be a lovely light sort of spring little scarf. Yeah, looking forward to finishing that. It'll definitely be finished by the next podcast. It might even be finished tonight. So watch this space. Okay. So I have also cast on something from my list, my 2026 list. So I will show you that here. So, and that is the John shawl, finally. So this is the John shawl, which is a pattern by Twin Set and Pearl, Joanna Herriot of Twin Set and Pearl. And I believe it's a pattern designed for Bird Street Yarn, John from Bird Street Yarn, I think. And originally it was designed to use a particular yarn set that they did. I think it was called Reimagined, their sets. So it's originally designed to use that. And I saw Emily from Emily Makes had made this. You'll see there's a lot of inspiration, Emily, from you this week. A lot of things that I'm about to cast on were things that I first saw on Emily's podcast, and just love the look of. So Emily is currently making the John shawl, so she's got quite a way through hers, and yeah, I have started and I'm really enjoying it. I will talk about, I'm not sure whether to I've only done a little bit, not sure whether to restart it. I'll tell you about that, but the patterns, I really like the pattern. It's really nice to make. So I am using, I had 100 grams of this left over from a crochet jumper that I have. This is Bird Street yarn, Love You a Latte. So I don't know if you can see, oh, what's that? That's not part of it. So it's really plain, but it's got sort of the occasional fleck of orange, brown in there. So really, really subtle colours in there, which is perfect for the main colour in this. And then I've got, oh, I don't know how to show you these. I have a set of, let's get the label out first of all, a set from The Little Grey Girl, and it was the Mystical Halloween minis that I had as a present from my friend. So let's get the colours out. So they're kind of, I suppose they're Halloween colours. Not particularly into Halloween myself, but the colours are lovely, absolutely lovely. So there they are. So a orange, a green, a purple, a sort of steel grey and a plain cream. So I'm using all of those as my other colours. So here it is looking, hopefully you will have seen a picture on the screen by now of the John shawl, so you know what my aim is here. So here it is so far, which is the front. Here we go. There we are. So that's how it's looking so far. So I've put all the colours in. So you get this kind of, the way the stitch pattern is, you get this kind of concertina look. And each one, you're striping with the main colour in every section. So you're doing kind of 4 stripes, 4 stripes, 2, 4 stripes, 4 stripes, 2 as you go along. So what I'm hesitating about is my colour order, because obviously this section here, you can hardly see the stripes because one of the minis is cream, and yeah, this is very close to cream. So, which I'm happy to stick with, because I mean, actually, I can see the difference because the kind of cream mini sort of has a yellow tinge to it, whereas the other one is a more beige. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Maybe you can only just see it. But I don't know whether I should be using that as in a bigger section and using one of these colours as the 2 stripe section. That's what I'm not sure of. I'm hesitating over my colour order. So I need to go a little bit further, I think, before I finally decide. I don't know. I'm tempted to stick with it. Also, I don't know if you can see, those beady eyes of you will be able to see. Look, I think I've gone slightly wrong here. Can you see? So I've got this stripe here, and then it jumps slightly to the side. Yeah, so I don't know what's happened there. So I don't know whether to consider this a swatch and start again, or whether to carry on. I don't know. What do you think? I don't really mind the mistake because that will, you know, it's right at the end, and you know, I can just carry on, can't I? Shows that much more on the screen than it does in person. Yeah, I think it's just 1 stitch out. So, but yeah, it's lovely to make. I really like the stitch pattern. Is really nice to make, so it's really enjoyable. There's going to be a lot of ends to weave in. Emily was saying about hers, about doing, you know, so much weaving the ends in, doing so much more weaving the ends in. So I should probably take a leaf out of her book and do the same, so that I don't end up with all of the ends at the when I've finished. But I'm going to go for a bit longer and decide what to do about the colours, and yeah, go from there. I'm using a stitch marker to show which is the front, and it came with the minis from the Little Grey Girl because it's this little cauldron. I know it's not Halloween, but as I said, I don't mind. I don't mind when I have these things in use. I'm not saving them for Halloween. So there we go. John Shawl has been started. So yeah, it's lovely. I'm so glad I've started it because yeah, it's really, really nice to work on. Yeah, lovely pattern. It's living in, this is Crafty Little Pieces bag, which is lovely. I've got little cats in a basket there, cats in a basket of yarn. Yeah, it's a lovely bag. It's got pocket inside in the same fabric, and then this lovely lining. Yeah. Okay, so that's the John Shawl. What else do I have? Oh, so that's it in terms of whips. Those are the only 2. Oh no, it's not. I'm not going to show you this though, but I've still got that Advent Land of Sweets cowl is a whip as well. But yeah, I haven't done any more on that yet. Yeah, I was too busy getting my finishes done. So yeah, I'm really pleased to have of the 4 2025 whips that were on my bingo board. 2 of them are complete and 1 is very nearly. So yeah, that's really good news. I'm really pleased about that. So the next thing I'm going to cast on, I think, is, as I said, a lot of things are inspired by Emily. So here's another one. So the flat iron shawl. I'm just making a space. I think the dog wants to come up. Come on then. Okay, so is the flat iron shawl by is it Tony Lipsey? TL Yarn Crafts. Tony of TL Yarn Crafts. I think it's Tony Lipsey. But yeah, it's the flat iron shawl. So sorry, it's black and white. I think I've probably put a colour picture up to show you. But yeah, it's a sort of triangle crochet fade shawl. And I've chosen some colours. So one of the things that I really wanted to do this year is to use start using my Blue Fern Yarns club yarn in a variety of projects. So yeah, I'm going to start using those for this project. So here are the ones that I have chosen. I have gone for this one here. So I've gone for this kind of colour. There were a few that toned in together, so that was nice. this one is, I don't remember the month, but this one is Dionysus. So it's that one there. Probably not the mini. I don't think I need the mini in this project. Or I will have to choose a mini then, won't I? No, I won't. Oh yeah, I think the border. I think I will have to choose one for the border. But anyway, I don't need to do that yet, so I won't worry about that. So this one is Dionysus. So that is one that I'm going to use. I've also chosen Hades, which also has that lovely plum colour in it, but it's more, has more greys as well. Hades, see, that's quite a nice contrast, so maybe that's the one that will go on the edge, I don't know yet. And then to link those, connect those two together, I've used my Lay Family Yarn Forager in that lovely, lovely plum colour Forager. So I'm going to wind these up today so that I can, I think probably like that with the solid in the middle. Yeah, so yeah, I think that would be like, yeah, I think that would be a good one, wouldn't it? I think for the edging. Maybe if I started this end and went that way and then put that one, that would kind of bring it all together, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, so that is ready to go for the flat iron shawl. Okay, so I think that's it for projects. Oh, dog's not happy about something. What's coming? I don't think there's anything there. I'm just going to pause a moment. Okay, she's got a biscuit. I think she's okay. Right, so the next section then, I guess, is to talk about, let's check, new things. Okay, so obviously I bought an awful lot of yarn recently in the last few episodes. I've shown you so much. All I've got this time, you'll be pleased to hear, I've got the last two clubs from 2025 to show you, and one club from this year. So I have started. I think I told you about it actually. The Bird Street Yarns Club. But I'll show you that in a moment. Let me just take a sip. My throat's getting a bit dry. Okay, so let's start. Let's bring this up here. This is my new podcasting box, by the way. Look at the lovely Moomins. Got that from my son for Christmas. So I thought I'd use that to put all my podcasting bits and pieces in. So the first one is December's We Got This Yarn Club from the Lonely Knitter Folk Yarn Studios. So, and that is the final colour. I should get these out actually and lay them all out now that they're all here. If I have a chance to do that, I will add it in. If not, I will probably pop it on my Instagram. But yes, the final colours in the in that club, and they're lovely. They are really lovely. I don't know what I'm doing with them. They are DK minis. I think Laura herself, who is the dyer behind the Lonely Knitter, I think she's been making a sweet shop blanket, which is very tempting. So I may go for that, but I'm probably not going to even think about it until I have finished my blanket. So they will just sit in my stash for the time being. And the next one is the final club for my blanket, so the Blooming Lovely Blanket Club. So the very last one was Berries and Evergreen. So there's the inspiration. Oh, it says Holly and Ivy on the back. So, yeah, this is, so again, this is DK, 75% merino, 25% nylon, superwash. And these were the final colours. These are lovely, so Christmassy. There we go. Let's show you them all individually. Lovely, and the green. Another good reason I didn't choose green for the border, I think, this. Oh, I love this one, look at that. That is so lovely. This has been such a lovely club. and you know, I've been seeing it on Instagram. Oh, I can't. Is it Claire? I think it's Claire, isn't it? I'll put her Instagram handle on the screen here. She's been making one of Sandra from Cherry Heart's design. I think it's the Florentines blanket using these, and it's really gorgeous. Yeah, and the last one, that one there. Yeah, so I'm very behind making the squares, but I don't mind. It doesn't matter. As I think I've shown you before, I've started attaching January and February's, but I haven't sort of made up. I think I've still got October, November and December squares to make. So that's that. But that's okay. I don't mind. That's a long-term project. I'm happy for it to stay long-term. I'm not worried about it at all. Haven't made any progress since last time I showed it to you, so I'm not going to show it again at the moment, but I will catch you up when I do some work on it. The next, I couldn't wait to show you this. I've kept it in all its packaging because it was so much fun. So this is the Bird Street Yarn Club. I think it's called the Telebox Sock Club. So I went for this one because at the moment this is the only club I have joined this year. I will tell you about another one that I haven't committed to yet. I've just bought the first one, but it hasn't come. Yeah, Telebox Sock Club, and each skein of yarn is linked to a TV show. Yeah, so that's the theme. So each is inspired by colours from the TV show. And the first one was Traitors, and oh, what a fun package. So obviously I imagine that everybody who signed up for this has got theirs now, because I guess they all come out at the same time. And I've had this, you know, a week or so. But if you haven't had yours and you don't want to spoil the surprise, then don't watch. Maybe skip this bit. So yes, we started off with a scroll. This was so exciting. I can't wait to see what the others, what the other months will be, but this was a brilliant first one. So look at that. By order of the Traitors, get knitting. Okay, so that was the first thing that came in. Then, sorry about the rustling, but I particularly wanted to show you all the packaging. So the first thing was the cloak. So that was the first package. So of course the cloak, this is the mini, was this lovely deep green, like the cloaks that they wear at the Traitors. And then the main skein had a lovely seal on the outside. So fun. And a very, what I would call a very typical Bird Street yarn colourway. There is the colourway. I guess it's inspired, I would think it's inspired by the sort of location. Sort of makes me think of the Scotland, you know, Scottish Highlands, and but the green of the cloak. So there's the two together. Yeah, lovely, lovely. Very, very happy with that. So yeah. Oh, and this colourway is called I Am and Always Was. You fill in the rest. Okay, love that. Have you been watching Traitors? Oh, love it, absolutely love it. I'm not going to say anything about it in case you are not up to date, because we don't always watch it on the day that it's released. We sometimes have to wait a couple of days. So yeah, just in case you haven't caught up yet, I won't say anything. But what a great series. Really, really enjoying it. There we go. So yes, really enjoying, really love that, and so happy that I chose this club. So the other one that I was talking about hasn't arrived yet, so I can't show you, but the other one I've joined is, or I haven't committed to it yet, it's one where you can dip in and out whenever you want, but it's called Curiouser and Curiouser, and it's Little Lycac. Haven't bought any yarn from them before, apart from I think I did a lucky dip at a yarn show I went to that wasn't too far away. Oh, no, I can't think of it. My menopause brain. Anyway, yes, one that I went to in Kent recently. If I'm sure it'll come to me while I'm editing, and it'll be on the screen. And I got a mystery bag, little mystery bag for £5 that had a mini in it. But apart from that, I haven't, you know, I kind of regretted not buying a skein of her yarn while I was there. So I thought I would give her club a try. So that's on its way. And yeah, obviously I'll show you when that arrives. Right, where are we then? I think that's everything for what I have to show you. If I've forgotten anything, do let me know in the comments if there's anything that if you think I've missed or anything that I haven't shared. I know one thing I'm not very good at is telling you whether the project I'm going to make is crochet or knitting. They kind of all blend into one for me, really. So I apologise for that. I've done the same again. Yeah, John's shawl is a knitted pattern, and the flat iron shawl is a crochet pattern. So yeah, I'll try and talk a bit more, mention that a bit more in the future. So apologies for that. Life update. So yeah, new year, back to school. Been back 2 weeks now. Yeah, all okay. All okay, all going well. I've already mentioned the Traitors. We're also finally watching the recent series of Stranger Things, so we're finally getting into that. I have to admit, I'm not enjoying this last one quite as much, and I think it's because there was such a big gap. I probably should have gone back and watched the last couple of episodes before starting this one. Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it, but just not as much as I was when I was watching before. But anyway, yes, we're watching that, so we're coming towards the end of that. Next on the list is The Night Manager. There's so much good TV, isn't there, at the moment? Yeah, what are you watching? Let me know. What, you know, if you're watching in the UK, what are you watching? If you're not watching in the UK, what are you watching? Yeah, interested to know what series you like to watch. We watch TV so differently now, don't we? With the way that TV is streamed, and we don't have to wait. Apart from the Traitors, of course, we don't have to wait for the next episode to be released. We just watch, you know, we can watch a whole series, one after the other. So yeah, it does change the way we watch, doesn't it? What am I reading? I'm probably not going to catch you up on books. I didn't talk about books last time, so I can't remember where we were with books. But currently, in my ears, I'm watching Do They Know It's Christmas Yet? Can't remember the rest of the title, but it's something like They Went Back to 1984 and Broke It. So it's a sort of comedy, light-hearted comedy book about time travel, and yeah, the brother and sister, the adult brother and sister, go back in time. They find their grandfather's grandfather's invention. It's a Sinclair C5. Those of us of a certain age will know what that is. I think it's one of the first electric vehicles, I believe. Back in 1984, and they have a go in it like they always used to when their granddad was alive, and it ends up taking them back in time to 1984, where they cause an accident that involves Bob Geldof, and as a result of that, he doesn't see the famous news report about the famine in Ethiopia that got everything started in terms of Band Aid and Live Aid and everything like that. So yeah, that's the kind of premise of the story. So yeah, it's very light-hearted, very kind of easy listening, if you see what I mean. And I'm listening to that on my walks to work, and walking the dog. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. I'm reading with my eyeballs. I'm reading The Vanishing of Audrey Wilde by Eve Chase. Yeah, I'm enjoying that so far. I'm probably about a third of the way through, so still sort of building up to key events. But yeah, I'm enjoying that. I think I said before, didn't I? I think I'd read another Eve Chase book, and I said that I didn't enjoy it quite as much as others, but it didn't put me off. So yeah, I've got so many books on my to be read list. So this time I decided to use random number generator to choose the book on my shelf that I was going to read next, and that's the one it came up with, Vanishing of Audrey Wilde. So yeah, that's what I'm reading there. Yeah, everything else yeah, nothing else to report really. It's Sunday afternoon or midday, 18th of January. So yeah, we're getting through January, aren't we? Nearly there. We've had some snow, but it's a nice sunny day today. So I'll be out walking the dog a little bit later. Yeah, so I think that's everything. I thank you so much for watching. You know, as I said, I really appreciate every single person that watches. Love seeing your comments, so please keep them coming. Please hit the like button. You know, I'm really trying to grow my channel. It's quite slow going. It does take, you know, I know these things take a long time, but yeah, I'd really like to grow it. So yeah, liking, commenting, yeah, is really helps the channel along. What emoji could we have today? What have we talked about? I did mention squirrels, but I don't know if there is a squirrel emoji. But there are lots of birds outside in the garden. Luna likes to watch the birds. She sits by the back door, looking out the window. So if there's a squirrel or anything squirrel related, pop that in the comments if you're not sure what to comment, or maybe a picture of a bird from a garden. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in a few weeks' time for another update. Take care, everybody, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.